This YouTube show is all about one of our most prized collections, and it is our long boots here at Pavers. It's funny, isn't it? You can do a lot of shopping here, there and absolutely everywhere. Try on tens of pairs of boots which might look right, but do they feel right? You'll now see in this show why so many people have been coming to Pavers for over 50 years now, because we've got the style, we've got the price tags that are amazing, but most importantly, we've got the comfort as well. So Sheila's here to talk us through that comfort. Let's start. Now, the most important thing, I think, with a long boot is ultimately comfort. Yes, they've got to look super stylish, but they've got to be comfortable. Well, these do tick all the boxes as well. Pavers have done an amazing job here. They've got a weatherproofing on them as well, because it says the word Tex at the top, which normally gives me a clue. They are beautifully lined as well. It's like a faux fur here that you've got, which is absolutely brilliant. And of course, you've got the zip that goes all the way from the top down to the bottom. More faux fur on the lining there to keep you super, super warm. But also there's lots of shock absorbency within those as well. They look fairly rugged, but I think these are more about being seen in as well, aren't they, Sheila?
Oh, definitely. They fit sort of so many different bills there because they look great. They've got that lovely soft faux fur inside, which is so snuggly and warm. Great grip underneath, quite a substantial boot actually.
Yes.
But you could wear them obviously with your jeans, your jeggings tucked in, but then if you had your best coat on, they would actually look quite dressy as well. But I just think a fabulous boot for all sorts of weathers.
And a fabulous price as well, I have to say. Very, very affordable. Favourite colour?
I like this taupe, but I think it's more like a chocolate brown.
Yes, I think you're right actually. I think you'll end up with a pair of both of these if you were choosing. This is a really, really popular range of boots here at Pavers. We introduced them, I think, in the last sort of 2 or 3 years or so, and they're a little bit different. You know, usually a long boot has the same kind of feel or look or type of leather or synthetic as this is, that solid kind of leather look all the way through. This has something a little bit different going on because you can see at the back you've got a certain amount of elasticity, and it's almost like a constant soft waffle that goes all of the way down the back of your leg, which looks a bit strange the way that I'm stretching it there, but what it does allow for is a little bit of a sportier calf and a little bit more comfort. Now the zip goes all the way down to the floor, which is fantastic, and you've got that lovely sort of faux fur lining on one side and this lovely sort of, it's sort of like a soft, like squidgy honeycomb almost.
It is,
Sheila,
really.
It's difficult to describe, really, isn't it?
It's amazing that you actually can get that texture at the back, but then you've got that stretch and that give. So if you've tucked your trousers in, or then maybe you want to change and wear your maybe woolly tights or opaque tights, you know, it sort of springs back again.
Yeah, you've got so much room in there, haven't you?
Yeah, and it gives a really, really nice feature on the boot, something just that little bit different, but such a gorgeous boot to look at. I love this colour. This brown, it's like a deep Belgian chocolate colour, and it looks incredibly smart.
And these have been flying out of the door, haven't they? So it is just the last 2 or 3 years that we've had this particular style, isn't it? And it's just been a runaway success, hasn't it?
And it's a really affordable boot as well.
I think so. I mean, I'm surprised this isn't up in the sort of 80s and 90s.
Yeah, true.
And here it is sitting at the price tag it is, which is fabulous. If you're looking and you're liking, I would certainly, remember you've got that buy and try money back guarantee, which is what, 45 days?
Yes, that's right.
Get them home and try them on. I think you'll be suitably pleased. This is a super, super popular style with us here at Pavers. And if I just pop that down on the desk for a second, you can see that to all intents and purposes, from the front, it's like a regular long boot with sort of a solid kind of leather look front. But when you look at the back, everything changes, because what you've got going on here is this wonderful elastication. Now, that's kind of dual fold actually. It does allow for a sportier calf. It allows you to wear big thick socks or, you know, thicker trousers and they be accommodating. But also it just gives the whole thing the flexibility and a nice, really, really stylish edge. If you look at that from the side, it gives it a very, very different profile to most regular long boots. Now this buckle, that's a decorative one. And of course on the inside, you've got the zip, which takes you all the way down to the floor, which sounds obvious, but some do stop short. So it can be a bit of a wrestle getting in and out of a boot like this. I almost sound like I speak from experience, and I promise you, I really don't. Someone that does is Sheila, who's going to save me now from myself.
Yes, I will try and save you, Derek. I really, really will. But yes, as a lady that wears lots of boots, I will agree with you that zip, sometimes they do stop right on the ankle, so it's really hard to get your feet inside, but this goes right down to the bottom.
It's such a nice look, isn't it?
Oh, I love this colour. We're calling it tan, but it's more than tan.
Yeah, it's more kind of conker brown a little bit, isn't it?
It's more cognac, brandy, that sort of thing.
Very edgy. I love it. It's so sophisticated. I mean, if you wore that with the most casual of trousers, it would really smarten the whole outfit,
Absolutely.
wouldn't it?
And then if you wanted to be really suited and booted with your best coat on, lovely handbag, it'd work so well, wouldn't it?
I knew the word handbag wouldn't take long to come up.
I've got the perfect handbag that would go with these boots.
And probably plenty more on our website as well. One of our fabulous long boot styles here. This is a really, really good choice, this one actually. Wonderful, rich colour tones going through, and one of our most popular styles of long boot. Not just because it punches way above that price tag that you can see there, but it's just got so much going for it. Look at the styling, look at that lovely taper and the stack heel there as well. But there's a little hidden ingredient in this one as well, because you can see there's kind of like a channel going through the back of this boot, and that's not just decoration, that's actually a little bit of stretch as well, because that's like an elasticated kind of waffle, which will allow for a slightly sportier calf, maybe a thicker jean or a trouser inside. Talking about inside, you've got the most beautiful, like a wonderful faux fur lining, which is absolutely teddy bear soft. These are absolutely gorgeous. I have to say, if the price tag that you had was £100 more, I'd still be very, very happy for you, and I think you'd be just as thrilled too. These are gorgeous, Sheila, aren't they?
Fabulous boot. I think it looks like a real expensive riding boot.
Yes.
But you've got the embellishment with the buckle detail. Also wide enough to tuck your trousers in. Because you've got that elastication at the back, you've got extra give there. Or if you want to be sort of like really sort of sophisticated with your opaque tights, maybe a knitted dress, lovely coat, it'd look fantastic. But they've got a really nice shape at the front, but lots of wiggle room for your toes as well.
And they're so cosy and warm.
They
quite often
fabulous.
When you go for a boot like this, it's not the warmest of days, but you want to go out and look good, but you want to be warm. There's nothing worse than having cold feet, is there?
No, and you don't want to be always putting really big, thick socks on, but you've got the insulation right through this boot with all that lovely faux fur.
We have some more rider boots for you here now, which are very, very nicely sculpted again. You've got a wonderful, wonderful design here. It's kind of got movement built into it as well. You've got the double buckle kind of look there. Well, single buckle, but wrapped around twice if you like, which is more of a decorative feature there. But can you see as it comes up, it sort of sculpts and curves at the same time, which is unusual for a long boot actually. You've got the stud details as you go up, and of course, all important to us is a zip that goes all the way to the floor. Of course, there's nothing worse than wrestling your way in and out of a boot like this. Super, super soft, and even like the feel of a quilted kind of lining going on inside there, which I think is really, really lovely. And you've got the little storm flap there on the inside, so that doesn't snag any hosiery. And beautifully tapered and tailored, you can see at the bottom there. It's not squashing your feet into them at all. It's got lots of flexibility. But I think a fair bit of command as well with this one, Sheila. It's very smart.
I think so, and I love the colours. I mean, obviously the black is great, but we're calling the other one cognac, which is just gorgeous. A really smart boot. I think it's fantastic. I mean, you're right, it's very commanding, But I actually, when I looked at it, I was convinced it was leather and it's man-made. But isn't it amazing how synthetics have come on leaps and bounds?
Oh, incredible. You would absolutely never know that that wasn't a £400 pair of boots from the West End of London, would you?
Never in a million years. And just that little curve down the side of the boot there, there's a little bit of movement with elastication in there, so you've got that extra bit of give as well.
So lovely, these. I mean, when you look at the colour of these, they've been given a little bit of a burnished toe as well. They are absolutely sensational. I mean, they look straight away like £150 was spent. I just think there's such a nice finish on these. And again, Sheila and I have been talking quite a lot, particularly actually if you've been watching the other selection of our long boots as well, how the synthetic leathers are so close to the real thing. It's just ridiculously untrue. Now, these kind of have extra hidden comfort built within. Well, I say hidden in plain sight really, but it adds to the styling, because here and at the top here is what you look at in first glance and you think, oh, that's decoration. And actually no, it's function, because you can see that the top of the calf there is actually elasticated, and that gives you a little room for expansion. And you can see that panel of elastication goes under the buckle and continues all the way down here. So if that needs to expand that way, it also can, which is very clever. Now, of course, I've only half the story at the so far, because look in there, absolutely soft as a teddy bear. That beautiful, nicely trimmed and manicured microfiber inside, which is so easy to look after, but it's looking after you as well, because it's keeping you nice and warm. Everything to love about these, Sheila.
Yep, definitely. And actually, when you put your foot in, you sit down into that sole unit, but it's a great boot because as well, it doesn't come up too far on the calf. So if you do have more of a sportier calf, it sits below the widest part. Also, you've got that elastication around the top there, the buckle detail that you can actually adjust as well. So easy to pop your trousers in, but great grip as well. I think these are the ones that you're going to be wearing nearly every day, you know, those winter walks, going out, you know, taking the dog, kids to school, around the park, that type of thing. And you're going to feel really nice and secure in these.
That's a good point, actually. We do lots and lots of different lengths in what we call long boots as well. So if you want something that's right up to the knee, yes, we do it. But also, conversely, if you're a little bit more petite and you want something slightly shorter, but the feeling of a long boot, if that's not a misnomer, then we certainly have it for you there as well. Love both the colours in this. Do you know, this is one of the edgiest long boots I think we've ever had in stock here at Pavers, and I think it's wonderful because I think it suits anyone really from about, you know, 11, 12, 13 to wherever you like. I think it's one of those that transcends ages really nicely. I love the amount of detail going on here. It's almost like it's bedecked with jewellery. It's almost like a bespoke piece that somebody has decorated up themselves. It's really nice. So it's consisted of these, I want to call them like anklets, and one has like stars on it, one has the buckle and the extra bits and pieces, and the other has these sort of beads and bugles that go along that can just have their own movement, and I really like that. Now the whole thing has a built-in slouch which you can see from the outside, but the miracle of this, I don't know how they do it, but it's not on the inside, so you don't feel it on the inside at all. It's totally smooth on the inside with that lovely faux fur lining. But do you know what? And then there's so much to say about this one, because if you look at the heel, it's kind of like a combination of 3 or 4 different heels. You've got great big contrast overstitching, then there's another colour and another layer and another layer, and then you've got this really sort of slightly roughed up, almost rough diamond looking layer, which I love, and very super gripability. These are fabulous. If you're looking for a gift, Sheila, this
great
would be
one.
perfect,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
I think you like these boots, don't you, Derek?
I do. Is there a boys version?
I can tell, but it's actually a bit of a mixture, isn't it, of the cowboy boot, the slouchiness, the ruggedness of a really outdoor sort of hiking boot. There's a real mix with this one. But again, like you were saying, age group wise, suits so many different ages. I think more of a sort of like big sweater, big coat, scarf, gloves, hat, that type of boot.
I love it. I think it's really good. And I think for that price tag, if you are at all agonising over colour choice, I mean, at that price, you've got ample opportunity, I think. to
I think so. Yeah,
have
I
one
know
of
where
each.
you're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think we've left you with some choices there, haven't we? I'd like to be able to help, but remember, I'm the boy. You're better off asking Sheila, to be honest with you. But if you did miss any of the item numbers or anything else, they should all be down there or up there or over there somewhere on the description. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel as well. Something should pop up over there, I think, that you can press and subscribe, and then press the little bell and we'll send you a message every time we do a new video. Enjoy your shopping. See you soon.